NSA, Mr. Ajit Doval. Explained the case to him.
सामान नहीं होता है, information की scarcity है.
This is the terrace group and these are the huts.
Anyway, I wanted to introduce my childhood friend, also my brother Saurabh Singh Shekhawat. We have studied together from a very young age. His mother is my other mother, so we have been brought together at the same time. Saurabh became an army officer in 1994 and has served and has just retired. He's just retired. Before he retired, he was considered the most decorated serving Indian Army officers. There are many unique things about Saurabh. One thing is that there is no part of his body that has not been damaged. So he has a brain hemorrhage. He has broken every bone that is there. I don't know how many of you in this room have ever heard the term para or special forces. Okay. So here is a gentleman who has been in para SF and has worked behind enemy lines for very, very long period of time. Saurabh is here to tell us about what is leadership. A lot of you are entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs face a certain kind of death very regularly, or the fear of the death at least, if not the death. Here is a person who faced the real death on a very regular basis, and he is here to talk to us about leadership in the time of crisis. Talking to Saurabh is another friend of mine, Ajay Sharma. And Ajay is actually lives in Singapore. He is the CEO of Edelweiss alternate investment funds. Lives in Singapore but spends most of his time in India. He also runs a very famous podcast which goes in Hindi. He's a very popular podcaster. He has a very large following. I have also been on that podcast, so I know what kind of following viewership he has got. So between the two, there will be a mix of course, Saurabh has featured on Ranveer Alabadia, and there are hundreds of podcasts and reels. He's also known as Indian Rambo, so there are many other epithets that go with him. I'm not naming the number of awards he has won. He will probably tell you. But there is in multiple times on the TV shows, other people have pointed out about his gallantry awards. So I'll just stop here. I'll let Ajay and Saurabh do the talking. You will enjoy the session.
चलिए शुरू करते हैं. We'll simplify it because a lot of us don't even know what is para, what is special forces, why are they special. So Brigadier Saab, let's start just with that. What is special about special forces?
Okay, so we all are a bit aware about army, and in army there are many units, many formations, and among these formations are special forces. Army has special forces.
Hello.
Army has para special forces, Air Force has Garud, and Navy has Marcos. Then we have NSG. We all have heard about NSG. So they have two special forces units. So like that, there are units, and in one unit there are around 500 to 600 men, and these men are all volunteers. They are all Fauji's first of all, and from Fauj they volunteer for special operations. And once you volunteer, then you are called to the unit, and there you are probated. The probation is conducted for 3 to 6 months, in which you are first 3 months are for selection. You are grilled, you are drilled, and you are selected. You are put under a lot of pressure. You are put under a lot of physical and mental strain, and you are taken to your breaking point. And it is seen that whether you break or not, those who do not break, they make to the probation, and then they join the unit. Once they join the unit, then 3 more months are there to teach them trade and basic skills. Every special forces individual is given 5 basic skills, that is communication, navigation, weapons, medical. So these are the 5 skills one has to learn. Like my skills are demolition and communication. So I could handle all kind of sets, and I could, if someone tells me to demolish a building or a bridge, so that was my specialty. I can still do it. I haven't forgotten the calculations. Okay. Yeah. So, and similarly, we all learn medical. We are all we can administer IV, intramuscular, subcutaneous injections. We can do first aid. We can treat, not treat. We can give first aid to the gunshot wound, and like that, we have saved many lives. So, and then these boys are selected, and then they are put in a smallest formation, which is called squad, 6-man squad. So all the skilled people are put in a squad, and that squad is led by an officer or a junior commissioned officer. So there are 6-man squad, and then you make operational detachments like tailor. They are tailor made to task. For example, if you must have heard recently, Naval Marine Commandos, they did an operation in southeast of Somali coast, where our one of the very big ship MV Ruin was hijacked by the Somali pirates. So the Naval Marine Commandos, they flew from here in C-17 Globemaster. A team of 35 commandos flew in. They took 2 rubberized speedboats, and they skydived from C-17 Hercules. Through 2,600 kilometers they traveled. Thereafter, they skydived in the dead of the night in the sea, and they attacked the ship. And the pirates were taken by surprise, and they all surrendered. Before they could realize the operation was over, the Marine Commandos, they overwhelmed the ship. All 17 hostages were rescued without a scratch, and all 35 pirates caught sleeping. They all were armed to teeth with AK-47s and whatnot. So that is the kind of operations we do. If you must have heard 1976, it was I think July 1976. All those who have not read, there is a movie also, NTB. So Israeli, there was a aircraft which was hijacked by the Palestinian terrorists, and they were taken to Uganda. At that time, Idi Amin was the ruler, and he was supporting the terrorists. So they landed at NTB, and thereafter all the hostages were taken into airport building. So the 27th June, to be precise, hijack was done, and 4th July, all the hostages were rescued. All the hijackers were killed, including 45 of Ugandan army soldiers. So in short period of 7 days, they did that operation. They flew 4,000 kilometers in C-130 Hercules. The team landed, they attacked, and the leader was Jonathan Netanyahu, Lieutenant Colonel, who died in that battle. And his younger brother is Benjamin Netanyahu, who is the Prime Minister of Israel. I hope you know it. So these are the kind of special operations. I'm just given one Indian example, one very famous raid.
Wow. Yeah. For all the youngsters, I thought MTV Roadies was the only thing you thought was the epitome of, greatness. But this is real thing.
I haven't seen MTV Roadies.
You don't need to at all. Okay. Next question is, since we talk about entrepreneurship, startups and all, sir, there was a startup called Byju's. There is billions and billions of dollars, and it's gone to zero. I firmly believe scarcity is important in life. And having seen some of your endeavors, you've always seen scarcity, right? Saman nahi hota hai, information ki scarcity hai. Tell us, how do you deal with scarcity? And how does it actually drive you?
So scarcity will always be there. Like we did one operation in Manipur where the target was on a floating island. Floating island, you have heard about Manipur? In the middle of the middle of the state, there is a lake called Loktak Lake. It is 20 kilometers by 20 kilometers, and it has got floating biomass, which is called foam. And this floating biomass is so strong that the fishermen, they web the biomass, and they create huts on top of biomass. And these are floating huts, floating villages of the fishermen. And at that time, a population of 6,000 fishermen was living inside the lake on the floating huts. And taking advantage of this kind of terrain, because here no one can reach. And the whole lake is infested by the fishermen nets. So no motorboat can ply. And to go inside the lake, you need to know how to row a canoe. Canoe is a very small, very sleek boat. If you don't know, like if we don't know how to ride a cycle and someone puts us on cycle, we will just immediately fall. So similar is the thing with canoe. Only fishermen can row. So such was the situation, and we got the information. We used drones, and we found out where the target was. And now the issue was that how to reach there. The easiest thing is to carry out an airstrike, but in India, Indian Army doesn't carry out any airstrike on any of the terrorist groups. Okay, that is the rule, so that we do not do any collateral damage. Whereas if you take the example of Pakistan, you take the example of other countries, immediately airstrikes are carried out. Here we don't do. We are rifle to rifle, man to man. Always we fight like that. So we went in, we collected the boats from here and there, purchased some, then we trained. And we started rowing the boats like fishermen. Initially we wanted to go swimming, but we used to swim 6 to 7 hours with weapons and equipment, and my boys started losing weight, and 3 to 4 of my boys got admitted in ICU, and then they came, ki sir, we may reach the target, but we will not survive. We will not be able to fight. So then we decided, okay, in Rome, do as Romans do. We procured the boats from here and there, and thereafter we trained to be rowing the boat like fishermen. And then we created platform on top of the boat, because the target was amongst the grass. Target was such that you cannot see the target till the time you are 1 meter from the target. I will just show you some photographs. So this is the small canoe. We all learned how to row. Thereafter, we prepared for the contingencies that if we go inside the water, how will we fire while swimming? So that was also practiced. And then we went in. So this is the clip of the raid which we carried out. We practiced with rubberized boat also, but this was it was a no-go. All sorts of permutation combination were tried, and then we went in. Now this is the terrorist group, and these are the huts, and now we are assaulting. You can see this is the real clip. This is no movie, and it is no airstrike. This is physical. 10 meters, 5 meters, 25 meters. They also fired back, and I will just tell you how we were there and how they fired, and immediately they were cut down. So there were 11 that day inside the target. We went in, we neutralized 9. One was a lady, we didn't kill her. And then there was one who got injured. We couldn't find him that day. Later on, he was recovered, and he lived. So like you have your job, so this was our job. Special Forces job is to deliver violence. Deliver violence. That is the job of Army in general, and Special Forces very particular. Deliver violence and finish, kill. Nothing else. So here, now the task demanded that either we could wear bulletproof jacket and helmet and life jacket. While we were wearing bulletproof jacket and helmet and life jacket, we were drowning in the water because the weight was pulling us down. So I gave the choice to the boys that, see, if you die by a bullet, you will go to heaven 100%. But if you die by drowning, वो वहाँ पे चेक करेगा, जो भी है चित्रगुप्त है और जो नबी हैं और जो भी हैं, वो चेक करेंगे कि अरे भाई ये तो मरा है डूबने से, तो तुम सारे नरक में जाओगे, कि पापी तो होता रहे तुम. तो देखिए सर, नहीं पहनेंगे ब्लूटूथ जैकेट हेलमेट, हम तो ऐसे ही जाएंगे, गोली खा के मरना अच्छा है डूब के मरने से. सो नो वन वोर. and you see, we fired. Now you see the boats. There is no cover, and you see that gentleman sitting on top. There is a platform. So we stood on the platform and fired. There was, if you take a step ahead, you will go down in the water, and life jacket would not let you drown. And he is on the machan, he is on a firm ground, he will shoot you down. So the only thing I told my boys that your surprise is your cover, and your courage and your accuracy is your cover. That will make you survive, and that will make you win. So here everything was scarce. The task made it scarce that we can't wear bulletproof helmet. We cannot wear bulletproof jacket. If we wear it, we can't operate. We had to go, you saw movie Troy. They also went like this before Christ, and we also went like this in 21st century. Chappu chalate hue gaye hum log. Because we could not use helicopters. We could not use anything of that sort. We could not use the technology. So that was scarcity. But scarcity was countered by the courage, by the will, and by the idea. By the idea. And then action to support that idea. The firmness that we will go. People came, like my seniors, who were very concerned that what are the chances of you losing life? I said, sir, if surprise is lost, which is invariably lost in every operation, they will fire back. And there are high chances of us losing life. What are the chances of you killing the civilians? I said, sir, chances are high, but we are practicing every day. So I think we will be able to manage it. Then he asked me, what are the chances of us losing the weapon and equipment? I said, sir, 0, because we are wearing life jacket and everything is tied to the life jacket. तो हम मर जाएंगे, लेकिन वो हथियार सामान जो है वो तैरता रहेगा डेड बॉडी के साथ में. तो वो नहीं खोएगा, बाद में निकाल लेंगे जाके. तो so then yeah, okay, ठीक है, क्योंकि हथियार सामान is more कीमती than dead, you know. for us, I will, you know, I will not like my weapon to be lost. I will lose my life, but I will not like my weapon to be lost. It is like that.
On this, I just want to ask you one story, which is continuation.
Yeah.
There are instances where you have your commanding officer who's injured, you have someone injured, and I found that you find a lot of dry humor in the worst of times. Tell them a couple of stories where things are really bad, and you make people laugh like you just did.
So, in one of the operation, I had my senior subaltern, Major Deepinder Singh Sanger. He is a 48 kg man. Now he is working in US, doing very well. He is now from, he did his graduation or whatever is from IIM Ahmedabad. And after getting injured and after getting boarded out from army. So he was my team commander. 48 kg is very muscular. And 8 packs. Like we say, ki, okay, mere 4 packs hain, mere 6 packs hain. He had 8 packs. Ripped body. High value, very high metabolism, and so he would, you know, he would eat आलू का पराठा, दही में चीनी ऐसी डालेगा कि चम्मच खड़ा हो जाए, and हाँ गुड़ में डाल के, और फिर हमें दिखाता था कि ये देख मक्खन खा रहा हूँ मैं, ये देख शेखावत. और I used to be very, you know, careful कि not to have sugar, not to have this, and do lot of running because फटाफट फैट चढ़ जाता है. So अब हम एक ऑपरेशन में गए, उसमें we killed 5 ulfa in that, and he got shot. He got shot. The bullet pierced him through the stomach and came out through his hip. So no, I'm using this. So I went there. We dropped 5 we killed, and the rest ran away. And we had 2 injured very badly. One was NCO who had on the spot amputation his right leg, machine gun fire. Right leg just came off, and Sanger was hit by a bullet. It pierced through him. So I gave him IV. There was a nursing assistant. He gave him IV, and then I was examining. तो उनको उल्टा किया तो देखा तो वो पैंट फटी हुई, पीछे से गोली जहाँ से निकली हुई है. तो पैंट फटी हुई है, तो मैंने पैंट का वो जेब फटी हुई पूरी ना, तो मैंने उसको उठाया, कपड़े के साथ में उनकी खाल चिपकी हुई, और खाल के पीछे सफेद चिपका हुआ. तो मैंने कहा ये तो फैट है. आई टोल्ड हिम कि सी सर, यू ऑल्सो हैव अ फैट ऑन योर हिप. ओके, तो हो गया, ओ बड़ी चाप तो यू मेरे को हंसा रहा है, मेरा बहुत दर्द हो रहा है. ठीक है. And he was, you know, he was becoming drowsy, and he was about to, you know, pass off. So I was trying to just keep him awake, because if you don't keep someone awake, then he can pass away. I gave him IV. I gave him we gave him dexamethasone, steroid injection to kick his heart up, everything up. But तो I said कि सर फैट है आपके बहुत सारा और ये देखो एक तो ऐसे जमा हुआ है so then like that. So such incidents keep happening. One of the incident happened in 9 para. My senior, abhi he is Colonel Dhaliwal and his 2 juniors. So Dhaliwal got shot, and his 2 juniors are sitting and he awaiting helicopter, first aid given, and he is also coming in and out of sleep. So trying to, so he said, sir, वो है ना आप तो मर जाओगे लग रहा है 1-1.5 घंटे में, और आपकी बुलेट तो मैं ले लूंगा और वो जो आपका अमेरिकन पाउच है वो ये ले लेगा, ठीक है सर, आप चिंता मत करना बिल्कुल भी. So वो then he was with his weak hands trying to pick up the stone and throw at a bastards, you bastards. so like that. So this kind of humor goes on, और लग गया मर गया कोई ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Part of ये हमारा काम है. We deliver violence and we receive violence. So this is very very accepted.
But we have a common friend, philosopher and guy. I'm not going to name the person. He will name the common friend, philosopher and guy. And I believe there was one failed operation in your life sometime. Will you please talk about that?
No, that he is the planner. We were 15-16-year-old kid. He is the planner. He is the he planned that operation. He only guided me. You tell. You tell.
No, the last thing climax has to come from you. No, but Vineet, you should actually tell us. You tell it.
Yeah, he is the operational planner. Everything was him. Everything was him. वो that was the जमाना मेरे को अंग्रेजी भी नहीं आती थी. ठीक है, तो आर्ची के कार्ड वगैरह अंग्रेजी वगैरह लिखना सब इसका काम था. बता.
This is a very silly one. We were both 15 and a half or something. There were 2 very beautiful girls who used to live in the colony. We used to stay. So near his house, there were 2 beautiful girls there, and he wanted to talk to one of them. So I planned everything. I said, "देख card होता है, हर चीज का card लाएंगे, उस पे बढ़िया से लिखेंगे." He still remembers the line. I forgot, but he remembers. So I wrote everything, and I gave him the card, and I can go and deliver. Saurabh started off and reached there. I dropped off. I said कि अकेले में जाके देना. So as he reached the house, the lights went off. As you know, power cut was quite rampant at that time. So he took the girl's name, and the girl came out, and he handed over the card to the girl, and of course expressed his feelings. The only mistake was the girl and the mother looked the same. Rest you can imagine.
That was the time my English was not at all the English. So he got a card, and on that card it was written, "Whenever I see you, my heart melts." तो मैंने पूछा इसका क्या मतलब होता है. कहता है कि जब भी मैं तेरे को देखता हूँ तो दिल पिघलता है. मैंने कहा दिल कैसे पिघलता है, घी थोड़ी है. तो कहता है बड़ी है. This is how it is. You just give the card. Okay, you give the card. तो he only wrote all those things अंग्रेजी में, और मेरे को दे दिया कि तू कार्ड ले जाके दे. और वो when the light came, like when I handed over the card and the light came, so I realized my mistake. It is a blunder which has happened.
जब व्यापार बनाते हैं, we want to solve some problem. One problem that you solved was that when anyone was jumping off a plane with equipment, they can get entangled and can lose their life.
Yeah.
You picked that problem, you had empathy, and it's very difficult to push something through the system in India. एक ही आइडिया आ गई, पेपर बनाया, सरकार को दे दिया. Tell me your journey of building this thing that has saved so many lives and seeing it through a system which is very difficult to navigate.
So, all those who are familiar with skydiving and indoor skydiving, it's a sport. So, if you Google indoor skydiving, if you Google vertical wind tunnel, so everything will come and you will see what vertical wind tunnel is. So, vertical wind tunnel is a free fall simulator, and in that you fly, your body flies. There is a chamber, glass chamber, and there are 4 powerful engines, and it is recirculation type of. So the engines, when they start, they kick up a wind column, which rises in the chamber. And when you go, so the wind speed is 180 kilometers per hour, 200 kilometers per hour. You can increase and decrease the wind speed, and you fly in that chamber. It is a similar environment when you fall in the sky from the we jump out of the aircraft and then you fall in the sky. So the terminal velocity is around 210 kilometers per hour, 230 kilometers per hour. That your body is falling at 220, 230 kilometers per hour. And when you have the parachute on your back, it is very important for you to fall belly to earth configuration, because the parachute is on your back. And when you open the parachute rises vertically from your back and deploys clean, and then you fly your canopy and land. Anything other than this, like if you are not stable belly to earth and you go sky face, belly to sky, and you deploy your parachute, there are very high chances of parachute getting wrapped on your body. And especially when you are flying with combat equipment, you have your rucksack, you have your weapon, you have the oxygen mask, you have helmet. So such incidents were happening. Military free fall is a very it's a skill which all the special forces have, and we Indian special forces started military free fall back in 80s, and since then a lot of lives were lost because of this unstable configuration, that paratrooper will jump and because of anxiety and bad body position he will topple, and in the hurry or in the panic he will pull the handle and the parachute will get wrapped around. So many lives were lost. And I was commanding paratraining school, and commanders before me tried to get this very, very crucial piece of equipment established in India, but no Indian company was making it. It's not available, this technology here. So it couldn't happen. And when I took over, we had an incident where one of my boys, he jumped out the aircraft and he had a cardiac arrest because he went into emergency. He deployed his reserve, everything went well, but he landed dead. Cardiac arrest in the air. So then I pushed the case, and I sought interviews with my Inspector General, and thereafter through the channel, finally I reached the NSA, Mr. Ajit Doval, and explained the case to him. He was convinced, and with the file he went to Prime Minister Modi ji. Modi ji asked one question, कि इससे क्या होगा? He said कि सर हर साल एक जान बचेगी. अच्छा, that was only these two sentences was the presentation, and the project was sanctioned, and first vertical wind tunnel of the country came. So see, this is a weapon and equipment, and once you are trained in vertical wind tunnel, that goes into your muscle memory. Then you cannot become unstable. Absolutely stable. And then this is a tandem. So this is the story.
Yesterday, the stock market fell about 1%, and we said there's a bloodbath. Right? Those are the terminologies we investors use: bloodbath, battles, marketplace fight, war rooms, and you see real bloodbath. Just some trivia for you. My brother's name is Vijay. He was born on 16th December 1971, the day we won the Bangladesh war. And my dad was a canteen manager at the war. He'd volunteered.
Okay.
So when I lost him last year, and my dad always said, "Beta, bada banna hai to grit chahiye, bada rehna hai to gratitude chahiye." And those two words, grit and gratitude, completely embodies someone like you.
Thank you.
Tell me about. And see, clearly as startup entrepreneurs, when I meet entrepreneurs or when I want to invest, I'm telling you, the only skill I look at, the only tenet now is grit. Will this person give up or not? Right? And you are a different scale. I'll give you an anecdote. He will show you something. He has a marathon to run on 7th of September. On 29th August, he falls off a horse. Sir, aage kahani aap.
I keep my mare with me. Her name is Corsica. So I was doing just training of show jumping. So on 29th August, I was practicing.
This is in Leh?
This is my kilometer 120. This is Galwan. Galwan, where that incident happened. Galwan. This is exactly Galwan.
Yeah, that's my next question.
So now horse is slowing down. Yeah. Picks up the place, hesitates, and here goes my spine. So on 29th August, I was jumping and suddenly she hesitated, and again, after hesitation, she took off, and I got disbalanced and I had a fall, and excruciating pain in the back. Took painkiller and all. Next day morning, and that time we were preparing for Khardungla challenge, 72 kilometers marathon. That was to happen on 7th September. So the pain did not subside. Next day morning, 30th, I had to run around. We had planned that we will do 35 kilometers. So we went for 35 kilometers run. I could run only 10. Walk, jog, and severe pain. So I told my boys that let us go to military hospital and I have to show. So went there, and immediately X-ray was taken, and the results came, sir, you have fracture in L2. Not very big fracture, hairline, slightly more than hairline fracture. So the commandant told me, sir, no, this is a spinal injury is spinal injury, you know. Whether it is hairline or it is whatever, there will be the court of inquiry and the procedure, the medical procedure. I said, you, mera X-ray वापस दे दे. I have not reported to you. ठीक है. So I took the X-ray and report ले ली, and अब junior है सब. मैंने कहा मेरा X-ray वापस दे. मैंने कहा I have not reported to you, and I walked off. Then immediately I told my GOC कि sir I have to go to Delhi to. I told him कि sir मेरा घोड़े से गिर गया था, लेकिन मैराथन दौड़नी मेरे को. So then I came to Delhi, and there is one very good doctor, Dr. Guru Prasad Dureja. He runs Delhi Pain Management Center. He has been treating me for a very long time because I have L4, L5, S1 injured. And then I had a thoracic incident also, 7, 8, 9. In one of the emergency, I had to operate my reserve parachute. Main malfunctioned and I operated reserve. So reserve comes up with very great violence. You know, it comes up with very great jerk. So the spine got stretched. So he had been treating me. So I went to him and he said, this injury, you have to rest. I said, sir, rest is not the issue. The issue is that I have to run 72 kilometers. So he said, are you mad? I said, sir, please give me that injection which you gave me for my L4, L5, S1. Unko convince kiya. Then he gave me shots of epidural, and I came and started practicing. And on 7th September, I ran 72 kilometers. And thereafter, I kept on running, and wo L2 fracture ठीक हो गया अपने आप.
Talk about the loves of your life. First love obviously was army. I believe the second love was education.
Yeah.
And the third love is skydiving.
Skydiving, yes.
I got the order right.
Order right.
Very
yeah.
nice. And obviously you have two daughters, both
Yeah.
with PhD in the US.
Yeah.
So the question is, my mom is about 74, 75, and I am taking my mom around pilgrimages to India. Okay. This gentleman, his mom has become the first skydiver of India at 81 years of age. हम तीर्थ लेके जाते हैं, ये अपनी नासा जी को sky diving करा रहे हैं. You have to watch this guy.
So this is my mother when she turned 80. She also has L4, L5, S1, disc prolapse, vertigo, fracture in the hand.
Wow. Claps. This is incredible.
This was my mother's jump.
फोर लाइन. लोहा तो आज भी है, लोहा तो कल भी होगा, अपनी या पराई किसकी आग में है. लोहा तो आज भी है, लोहा तो कल भी होगा, अपनी या पराई किसकी आग में तपेगा. आज खुद लगा ले आग, नहीं तो कल घुसेगा एड़ियां. आज पंजा शस्त्र, नहीं तो कल बनेगी बेड़ी. थैंक यू सर.
लोहा तू आज है, लोहा कल भी रहेगा, अपनी या पराई किसकी आग में तपेगा, आज खुद लगा ले आग या कल घिसेगा एड़ियां, आज बन जा शस्त्र या कल बनेगी बेड़ियां। फिर वहां मिल जहां तू खोया था, फिर वहां हंस जहां तू रोया था, फल प्यार दे जिसने नकारा था, फिर कर क्षमा जिसने धिक्कारा था, फिर बना पुल जहां किनारा था,